Hi guys, how's it going? And welcome to another video in this little mini series all about the breath and breathing. So if you've missed it, the first video that we did was all about diaphragmatic breathing. So basically full yogic breathing. So if you've missed that video, I'll link it down in the description below. Take a look at that as well. But today we're going to talk about Ujjayi breath. Okay, so you may have heard this term bandied about if you've been to a class. The yoga teacher says, and full Ujjayi yogic breaths. And you might be thinking, what is she going on about? What is she talking about? So the Ujjayi breath is the breathing technique that we use along with our diaphragmatic breathing, so our full yogic breaths. That's the breath that we use throughout the whole practice. So Ujjayi breath is known as victorious breath, and there's sort of three main reasons we do it. One of them is so that we can slow the breath down, because it's really important in yoga to have slow, deep breaths. And it signals to the body, when your breathing is slow, it signals to the body that you want to just relax and calm everything, especially the mind. Okay, so that's one of the main reasons. The other reason is it makes the breathing sound very audible, and it means that you can really focus in on your breath. So throughout our yoga practice, when we're practicing our yoga, we want to tune into the breath. And we listen into our own breath, and it really helps to create that focus and that stillness for the mind. Okay, so doing Ujjayi breath can really help us to focus in on our breath, so it just makes it more audible. The third thing, again, is really good for sort of cleansing the throat area. Yeah, if that's something that you're after. For me, mainly, I use it for those two reasons, for slowing the breath down as much as I can, and then also making it really audible. Okay, so I'll sort of talk you through how to do Ujjayi breath. So if you think of your throat and you sort of think of it as sort of being quite open, you're just sort of breathing normally. The gap is quite, quite large, I guess, and the breath can go really easy in and out, in and out, in and out, and it sort of happens quite quickly. Naturally, when we're breathing, the body just breathes at its normal rate, and it can easily flow in and out. So when we're doing our Ujjayi breath, we want to try and make that gap a little bit smaller. So we're sort of constricting the throat a little bit. Not that it's uncomfortable and we can't breathe, just a little bit. So we're closing the gap a little bit, and it means that we have to work a little bit harder to get the breath in and out. That's where it comes into slowing the breath, and also it then creates a bit more of a sound as it goes in and out. Okay, so just sit, we're going to try it together. So just sitting, coming into a comfortable seat, and then just really focus in on the throat area. So sort of around here. And then see if you can sort of just constrict your throat a little bit. So imagine you're kind of tensing your throat a little bit. Trying to make that gap a little bit smaller. Okay. So I hope you've managed to sort of just get the feel of that. Okay, so just release that again. So we're now going to try and take some deep breaths, just normal. And then we'll try and take some deep breaths using our Ujjayi breath, and then we'll see if we can see the difference. So you might notice as when you're doing your Ujjayi breath, you get a bit more of a sound, which is what we're hoping for. And it's sort of the sound of the waves. Imagine sort of the waves, the ocean. That's the kind of sound that you want to hear. And it's very audible to yourself. And it could be audible to maybe your next door neighbour in the class. But don't worry about that. That's completely normal yoga thing in a class. So if you hear somebody breathing quite deeply, they're most likely doing Ujjayi breath, if you can hear it. Okay, so let's just try some breathing just with the normal throat. Okay, so we're going to take a slow deep breath in and a slow deep breath out. Slow deep breath in. So we're doing this in and out through the nose. And a slow breath out. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. Slow breath in. Slow breath out. So you can sort of feel the breath is moving very freely in and out. There's no kind of constriction there. And you can hear it a little bit. Okay, so we're now going to try the Ujjayi breath. So we're just going to close the throat a little bit. So just constrict it a little bit, as though you're sort of tensing it a little bit. Okay, and we're going to take some slow deep breaths again. So in and out through the nose. Inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. So hopefully you've seen the difference in A, what it feels like, B, what it does to the breath. So it slows the breath down a little bit. It makes it more purposeful, I guess, as well, the breathing. You're controlling the breath a little bit more. And also you're hearing that sound, the sound of the waves. And yeah, if that's not calming, then I don't know what is. But yeah, so that's just another thing. But yeah. So yeah, that's the breathing that we use when we're doing our yoga practice. So we do our full yogic breathing, adding on your Ujjayi breath, and that's what we aim to do throughout all our practice of doing yoga. All right, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you missed the first video, just check out the link in the description box. And we've got a few more of these to go, so a few more breathing techniques that I'll take you through that we use in yoga as well. So I hope you can join us for those as well. All right, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.